Pickin Pear podcast. Yeah. Hi, Tia.
Hi, Leon.
Hi, everybody else.
Hi, friends.
Thanks for checking out our Pickin Pear podcast.
Yeah.
We're on the road to 1,000 shows.
We
Tia.
are. We're still on the road. We're getting there, though.
Oh, I mean, we just had shows this weekend together, 954 and 955.
Yep.
Wow.
We're so close. It's
Yeah.
so cool. It's amazing. All these 10 years of playing music together that we're reaching 1,000 shows. It seems like a number that's unattainable, but here we are.
Yeah, I remember one time when we were with Canyon Collected, and we played a show in Nashville. And it was, we had Oliver playing guitar. And over the years, he's made friends with Oliver Wood.
Yeah.
They're good pen pal buddies, and they hang out whenever they can. And so we got to meet Oliver Wood from the Wood Brothers. And he came to our show, and it was just, those are the only people at our show, was Oliver Wood.
And his family.
And his family, his wife and his two sons.
Yep. They were the only ones that were there.
And they were so nice and so generous. And at the end of the show, I'll never forget what Oliver Wood said. He's like, that was great. Now do it again 1,000 times.
Yep.
So I feel good. I feel like we're getting to a milestone.
It is.
And then we'll see where it goes from there. We'll just do another 1,000. It's not like we're going to get to 1,000 and be like, okay.
No way. We're going to strive for the next 1,000.
The 1,000th show could be on a random Tuesday in a random state. We don't know. I'm still booking. I think as we're booking shows through the summer, I'm up to like 989 or something like that.
So you will obviously know where our 1,000th show is. That's fun.
It'll fall sometime in August, I think.
Okay. Where will we be?
If we can book some more shows, you let us know where we should play. But hey, let's talk about our road to 1,000 shows and where we were this last weekend. 954, but also the 685th Pickin Pear show was our last night of our residency at the Midnight Tavern in Naples, Florida. We played there on Friday.
Yep.
It was a little 5 to 8 gig. First of all, love the 5 to 8 sets.
Oh my God. It's probably my favorite time slot.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's like I'm not too tired. It's my perfect time. I mean, it's kind of Leon sleepy time, but
we plan the day, and it's just we kind of have a little bit of a day in the morning, and then we prepare for the show for the last half of the afternoon, and then we play the show, and then you're out of there with enough time to have an evening, have a dinner and hang out, watch something, and then you go to bed. It's just like everything is perfect.
It is. I agree. I do love that 5 to 8 slot. It's perfect for us, and how our day goes. That 5 to 8 works just right.
I think that everybody there liked it too, and our little residency was a really fun time, and I'd say probably we were due for a change of scenery by the end of the 5th show.
Yeah, I think it was just time to move on. We don't ever like being in one place for too long. So, what was it? 5 shows there.
Yeah,
right?
We had exhausted our catalog, I think. For the most
maybe.
Part.
And,
we did only play shanty every night. And you can kind of see how we did that in our weekly video that we put up on Wednesday of the song Shanty, written by Jonathan Edwards.
Yeah, it's for our guy, our new friend at the Midnight Tavern, Gary. He loved it so much that if he was there, we were going to play it for him.
Well, luckily it made it on the set list for the first set. We closed out the first set the first night with Shanty.
Okay.
And I remember when we started singing it, him and another guy, him and Doc at the bar, just like, yeah, they loved it. They were so happy that we were playing that song. So
that's cool.
They showed up again every night. At least Gary did, and Doc showed up another time or two. And we just had to play it for him. You know? So it was a really fun time at the Midnight Tavern. But
it was. They're worth noting again because it was just so special there.
Yeah. And they got another video. We got 2 videos out of the Midnight Tavern because we did play 5 shows there.
We did. Yeah, let's get one more out of that.
And but we couldn't wait to get out of Naples. Naples was just kind of, I mean, it is like tourist time, and I guess we are those people too, where we're just here when everybody else is here. But it was hot, and there was so many old people. And
there was so much traffic. There were so many mosquitoes. I mean, like, I know I keep mentioning the mosquitoes, but you guys, I don't think I've ever been bitten that much by mosquitoes.
Your poor face. I mean,
they got
all
my
over
face
your face
and
your
my
neck.
neck.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was terrible. They were, all over you too, all over your ankles and your elbows.
You couldn't go outside for a minute. You couldn't even go to the bathroom, without being pestered by these pests.
Yeah. Oh, it was rough. So I think we were over Naples. As much as we loved the Midnight Tavern, we were over Naples.
Yeah.
So you're right.
So it was awesome to get to Palmetto on Saturday. We played our
Yeah.
955th show together and our 686th Pickin Pear show at the Waypoint Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. We were excited to get there. It was another, what time did we play? Was it a 5 to 8-er? It was.
It was 5 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great 5 to 8.
Yeah.
And Tony and Lynn, the owners there, or some of the owners there, they were just so good to us.
They were so welcoming.
Generous. Yeah. They're harvest hosts. So you might have heard of this harvest host where you pay like some subscription, annual subscription, to get access to all these different places like breweries or bars or wineries or whatevers. And they'll let you stay at their spot overnight. Usually it's just boondocking, meaning you're only running on your own generator power or your own water tanks and stuff like that, which is usually great if the weather is not terrible.
Yeah. It's hot, so it wasn't really...
Yeah, we didn't take them up on the harvest host this time because, one, we didn't know we had already booked our stay at this fairgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even talked about why we're outside and where we are, but
we'll get
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, more about the Waypoint. We show up and there's like this cool little fair market thing going on.
Yeah, they had so much space there where the stage was, which is kind of like right out front. And it was enough for people to set up their easy ups and, sell their crafts. It was so cool.
I saw one of those easy ups catch the wind and soar right into a car.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was hurt or anything, and no cars were really damaged, but it was a sight to be seen.
It was. Yeah, that thing flew.
Yeah, but on the way there, Tia's still just like, eaten up by bugs.
Not feeling great.
Not feeling great. Just generally not feeling good.
Yeah, I'm just going to lay down. I need a nap, I think. Just let's start new. So Leon went out.
Me and Cass went out, and we had a good time, and you'll see more about that in our weekly review. And as we got ready for the show, it started to get super windy, and we're playing outside, and the wind, is like blowing directly into the microphones.
Of course, we don't have windscreens for the microphones.
We don't. We should probably get some windscreens.
We will after this. But yeah, we didn't have them, so it was super windy to start the show, which was fine. Whatever. We powered through that.
Well, it was great, actually, we learned, because, kept it nice and breezy up there.
True.
And also kept the bugs away. Because when the wind stopped, the mosquitoes came back, and we're just playing. We're just watching them suck on our arms.
Yes, you're playing. You can't. At least I couldn't break away to slap them or swat them away. So you're just watching them. You're like, oh, yep, you're gonna be mosquito bite. Oh, so is that one. Oh, it was like torture.
Yeah. So we couldn't. We got out of. We had a great show. It was a good time. We had some funkiness in our ears.
Yeah, something with the banjo or the microphone, something was really boomy in our ears, but it sounded perfect out.
Yeah, every time I went outside out there and without my ears on, it sounded really good. But in our ears, both of us are hearing some weird boominess on the banjo. I don't know.
So we just kind of like dealt with it through the set. It was good enough to get through it, but I was definitely a little...
Yeah, it keeps you out of the zone.
A little bit, exactly. Yeah. It was a little out of the zone for the whole set, but we still had a lot of fun. By the time it hit the nighttime, I was grooving. Second set's always best set.
Yeah, second set is usually best set, and yeah, we'll work on that sound thing.
Yeah, we'll dial it in.
Yeah, we'll see
get there.
How that goes. But yeah, a couple of great shows this past weekend. And we're enjoying the weather here in Tampa, Florida right now. And I think it's time that we show them our weekend review.
Let's do it.
Boom. Pickin Pear podcast. Yeah. So here is our weekend review. Starting off with Tia being cute, trying to make her recreate her image there as I'm editing the podcast.
We got pretty close.
Yeah. That was a pretty bird. That was about the only thing we liked at this campsite. We couldn't wait to leave. This guy is seen fighting the mosquitoes on our way out.
It's the only way.
Like, they got Tia so bad, she wasn't feeling very well.
Yeah.
So when we get to Waypoint, they have this little fair thing going on. She's just like, can I just lay down before our show? I'm like, yeah, me and Cass will go walk around, check this place out. Meet this nice lady, Eva. And she's like, can I draw your dog? And I said, absolutely. So she got a picture of Cass, and now she's drawing her up, and I surprised Tia with it.
You did. It was a great little surprise from waking up from my nap. It was a sweet portrait of my doggy. Yeah. Thank you.
and you were feeling better after.
I
all
was
that.
feeling a lot better after that.
After all the mosquitoes left us for a little bit. So then we had to write our set list, and while we're watching the set list, I might be watching the Kentucky game.
Maybe.
This is the Waypoint Brewing, or no, Waypoint
Bar and Grill.
Bar and Grill, yeah.
Yep.
And very cool inside. Very nice people running this joint. Cool little stage outside that we got to play on.
Bunch of room. I mean, there was a fair going on when we got there, or almost like a farmer's market in a way.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and then that all went away, and we got to play, and the mosquitoes did come back for this one. It was a little bit brutal, but
we were watching them bite us as you play, and there's nothing you can do. You can't swat them away.
And then after the show, Cass gets a little grooming, and you can see her little hairs tornadoing in the wind there.
She got the walk and groom treatment this time.
Look at her. She is just loving it. Walk and groom? Oh, man.
Strutting. That's
like,
my girl.
I get my picture drawn, and I get my butt scratched. So we've made it to Tampa. We're staying at the fairgrounds here. We got some laundry done this week, of course. And Tia got a bunch of the posters out for all the shows leading up, I think, through May or something.
Yeah.
A chore. And then, of course, Cassidy
gets a real grooming. The sit down and groom. But she was being such a good little girl.
She is
Love
a
her.
good girl. That about does it. That's our week in review. Pickin Pear podcast. Yeah. So that's the week in review.
It was a little light, but, still, we had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It's 8 weeks now we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's going to ebb and flow the weeks that we're like really getting our cameras out for every cool thing or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes you just enjoy the moment and you're like, oh, man, maybe I should have recorded that. But, oh, well.
But also, how many times can we get us going to the laundromat and the bank and the grocery store and these things that we just have to do every week that aren't that fun, but, we do them. So we're working on getting some fun stuff for you guys.
We'll see. We do have to do those things.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we like fun, too, so we'll go find the fun.
All right. Fun costs money sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But
you know what? We've been having some good fun here at the fairgrounds. We're at the Florida State Fairgrounds or something here in Tampa. Mm-hmm. It's completely dead.
We are the only ones here out of
feels like
100 sites.
There's employees and stuff, but yeah, there's hundreds of sites for RVs, and I think there's a couple other campers maybe way down.
Yeah, we can't even see them. But
we have our own fairgrounds. I mean, Cassidy's just roaming around doing whatever the heck she wants, you know? Like, I haven't even thought about her this whole time we've been doing this podcast.
She's not even on a leash. Like, she's great.
Yeah. So it's been really, really cool here at the fairgrounds. Of course, Cassidy is absolutely loving it,
Oh, man. For her to be able to just lay outside, right outside the RV without a leash on, with nobody else around, we don't get that very often. So she is just in hog heaven right now, I think. Being able to be outside whenever she wants, or we have the door open all the time so she can just lay in the sun. It's the best.
It's been really, really nice. And the weather's actually been super good this week. Not as hot as Naples. It's just been wonderful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we found this little, canopy here to do the podcast this week. We thought it'd be fun to be outside of the van again.
Yeah.
And
we will, any chance we can be to do a podcast outside, I think we will.
Yeah. But privacy is key to that because we're weirdos and we don't want anybody hearing us do anything.
It's just how I am. I don't know why. We're not doing anything weird or out of the ordinary, but it's just like, I don't want to bother anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll wait till you're gone.
Yeah. It's like we don't really care what anybody thinks, but we don't want you to really think about us at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I'm not even here.
Yeah. But we do care what you guys think. So if you have any cool ideas for the podcast or anything you want to see more or less of or whatever, we're always happy to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because left to our own devices, we're just gonna do what we want, and we'll hope that you like it. But we do take your input seriously. So thanks for your comments and your texts and emails and all that stuff that we get from you guys saying how much you love the podcast, because we love it too.
Yeah, we do. We've been having a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah. And this week, with all this privacy and all this space here at the fairgrounds, we did one of our favorite things, and we got the wiffle ball out and the wiffle ball bat, and we had ourselves a little competition.
We sure did. We made up a little game.
You guys want to watch us play this little game?
Yeah. Here it goes.
All right. It's another sports week here on the Pickin Pear podcast. It's a beautiful day. We have this fairgrounds all to ourselves, so we thought, let's hit some dingers.
Let's do it. We've got a little game here or that we've created.
Yeah, we've created a game.
Yeah, we'll see here. So here's where we're gonna begin. Home plate, right here, this bag. So moving on, we got the pile of balls here. That's gonna be where the pitcher stands. And we got this first cone. So from home plate to this first cone, that's all worth 0 points. Nothing. Too easy. From this first cone to the second cone, that's worth 10 points. Not bad. Not bad. But beyond that second cone, that's gonna be worth 20 points. And then over the fence is 50 points.
You can get an extra 10 points by hitting either one of the cones.
Yes.
If you hit this cone, it's going to be a 20-point cone. If you hit that cone, it's a 30-point cone.
If you're the pitcher and you catch the ball, you get 10 points.
Yes. If you're swinging and you swing and miss, minus 10 points. And then you get 18 pitches. We have 9 balls, so 2 rounds for both of us.
Yep.
And then we tally it up and we determine the winner.
It's on.
All right. I'm repping the Reds.
It's going to be the White Sox.
And our teams play in spring training tonight, so this is just a preview of the bad baseball that's going to be played.
Leading off for the Reds, Leon, Big Daddy Elam.
And on the mound for the White Sox, Tia Slingin' Martini. Halfway through, 9 balls in, that's 10, 20, that's only a 10, so that's 30. Then I got 3 over here, 50, 70, 90. Let's go. Cassidy, watch your daddy hit a dinger.
I thought you were calling for it.
Damn!
All right, what was the first pitch?
So we're at 130, 150, 170. Blah. Between batters, we have a meeting of the minds on the mound discussing strategies. Tia Martini for the Chicago White Sox up to bat.
Leon on the mound now. He's known to be a trickster.
She can't handle the 6-baller. Crushed it.
All right.
And then he gives her a little chin music. Tia's batting now. Ooh, swing and a miss. Puts her on the ground. A little butt scratch.
So we got 40. All right. 50, 60, 80, and a hundo.
All right.
All
10
right.
higher than I was after my first 9.
I can't mess up. I need at least 70 points here.
So we're here with our MVP of tonight's game. Tia, you beat Leon by a score of 180 to 170. It was a barn burner, but you pulled it out.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah?
I am. Yeah. Beating Leon and the Reds, it's just something I've always wanted to do. And this was like the World Series. So I guess this White Sox are World Series winners today.
Well, they have the better team today, that's for sure. Nothing I can say, but I lost to the better player. Congratulations.
Thanks, bud.
All right, we'll send it back to Leon and Tia in the studio. Okay, Tia.
Whew, what a game.
You got me that time.
It was close. It was really close at the end there. We at least kept it close, unlike the other Reds-White Sox game that happened.
Yeah. The one I said was happening that night. The Reds ended up losing 14-1 to the White Sox. So I at least performed a little bit more, admirably or, competitively.
Competitively, you did. It was.
Betterly.
Betterly.
But it was a really fun time just hitting balls. And
Yeah, we love doing that. We always say we love games. So, and I mean, wiffle ball in itself is a game. Then we created our own little game, which made it super fun.
Yeah.
And it was right here in our backyard of the fairgrounds because we have so much room and nobody's here.
Yeah.
Normally we would have gone to a little baseball park and found a field, but let's just do it at home.
We don't need that much room, and it's right here at home.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I can think back to like Matt Wolf, my best friend growing up. We'd always invent games and play games. And then Brian, as I got older, Brian Schaefer, him and I remember living in an apartment just making up games, and now you, my wife, who I love, we're just making up games and having fun. It's just the best shit ever.
It is.
Just loving it so much. So
it is.
Congratulations again on your win.
Thank you. It was a good game.
Maybe a rematch, maybe sometime down the line.
Oh, yeah. You'd better believe it.
I'm trying to read this chicken scratch I got down here.
I think it's our shows coming up next.
Ah, yes.
Is that it?
It is, yes. And it's shows 956 and 957. Nice. First on Friday on March 15th, it's at New World, Tampa. I think we'll be outside again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's too beautiful not to be.
I think it's a shorter set, like a 6 to 8. We haven't had a 2-hour set.
Oh,
in a
wow.
while. I know.
We've had nothing but 3-hour sets for.
I know. We've been doing 2 sets, and then this 2-hour thing comes up. It's like, do we do one long 2-hour set? Do we do a short first set and then like an hour second set, and like the smallest, stupidest break in between, where it's like basically we're spending all our time taking our ears out and putting our ears back in.
Yeah, it is.
So
we normally just do the full 2 hours.
We normally
at that point because it's like taking that break. I don't know. I think it messes up my flow a little bit. I'm not ready.
Totally.
So
we can just take like a longer break on stage where we like take an extra sip of water, like here and there, like pace yourselves. So we'll let you know how that one ends up. And then on Saturday, actually, so Friday after the show, we got to drive a little bit, and we'll have to be sleeping in our sweat in the van at a Cracker Barrel somewhere because we got a 4-hour commute up to the Moultrie, Georgia. Yep. Leaving Florida for a second.
I know, for a second. We're dipping out and then dipping back in.
Yeah, but Bandwagon Brewing on Saturday. That should be a really fun one. That guy reached out. He's a big fan of Jeff Austin.
Oh, awesome.
The stuff he did with, what was it, 30 dB?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that guy is going to be cool to talk to at least.
Right. He should hopefully, maybe, I hope, dig our music.
Yeah, I think so. He's got a cool name for his brewing, Bandwagon Brewing. So, yeah. We'll check that out, too, and tell you guys all about it.
Yeah, can't wait.
On our road to 1,000 shows. And that brings us close to the end, my friend.
Here we are again, the end.
But it's one of my favorites because I learn a little bit more about what makes you happy, Tia.
Oh, man. This week, what makes me happy is this empty fairgrounds, honestly. I guess you could categorize it under privacy.
Yeah.
Just, we're always... I mean, when you get to a state park or wherever we stay, you're normally stacked on top of each other. And honestly, not really a big deal because we kind of just stay inside. But with the dog and letting her roam around the way she is, and just, I don't know, it's just so nice having this private moment for a second. Because in the RV, you don't always have that, whether you're staying at a campground or you're staying in a parking lot with other RVs. It's just so relaxing, and I've been enjoying it so much.
And there's so many people here in Florida.
Right.
It's nice to get away and like there just feel like there's not that many people.
Yeah, we're in Tampa, Florida, and it feels like we're just in this empty.
We could
nice
walk
field.
to the Hard Rock Casino.
We could, yeah.
Where there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But we don't.
No, we don't. We stay in this private, little, quiet, secluded spot, and I've just really been loving it. And it's made me so happy that we found this spot and got the time to just relax.
Well, good. And it's also made me happy.
Good.
It's been a really good time hanging here with you.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
Leon, what makes you happy?
I'll tell you, Tia. Last week I told you it was my Kentucky Wildcats.
Yes.
Been making me happy, and they had a big win on Saturday. And we got big tournaments this weekend, and the big tournament starts next weekend. So we were like, while I was doing some booking and editing and whatnot, we put a couple movies on. We put on like Glory Road, where Kentucky's actually kind of the bad guy in that one. And then another one that we hadn't really watched much was Celtic Pride.
Never seen it until we watched it.
Yeah, and it was Dan Aykroyd and Damon Wayans and I don't know his name, Marv from Home Alone.
Right.
Which I've been told maybe I look like Marv from Home Alone, so I busted out this. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Big time. I think if we're ever not the Blues Brothers, we're going to be the Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits, yeah. Sticky Bandits, Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Celtic Pride. I remember, I think I even went with a buddy to see this movie in the theaters way back when, and us just being like, this isn't very good. And I never really gave it much time after that. And I really enjoyed it when we watched it with you.
I'm glad you gave it a second chance.
Yeah.
We were just on a basketball movie kick, and it was one that we both haven't seen, so I was like, let's do it.
It's so silly. And
it's silly. Ridiculous.
Come to find out, after the credits roll, it's written by Judd Apatow, who's written a lot of movies that everybody loves.
Yep. Probably one of his earlier works, like how cool is that? Had no idea. But
I was surprised to see his name attached to that because it felt old, and he doesn't feel that old to me. So
right.
Celtic Pride.
Good fun 90s movies.
Yeah. That made me happy this week.
Awesome. That makes me happy.
Wonderful. And all of you guys watching the podcast makes us happy. And
sure does.
Our buddy Matt Wolf back in Kentucky, he's been editing like a wizard.
Like a wizard.
Like the wizard he is.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's been telling me how these weekly tasks that we throw at him have been helping him learn more about the thing he loves to do, and that's audio editing and mixing and all that stuff. And us capturing it all and putting it all together, we're learning so much about how to do all this crap, and it's super fun. We love it.
Yeah, we do.
So Matt, thanks again for putting together this video. We're gonna play you all out with Shanty by Jonathan Edwards, live from Naples Tavern from 5 different performances. And we can't wait to talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye, friends.
Well, it's about that time. It's 4:20 somewhere, Gary.